Okay, let's continue the story. The unfamiliar upperclassman's voice snapped me back to reality. This is Tono Shishi reality. I took a long detour, but thanks to that, I feel refreshed.
私の話聞いてました？
いや、ごめん。記憶にない。先輩が話してたようにも聞こえたし、他の誰かが話してるようにも聞こえてました。
Senpai sighs and nods, not entirely satisfied.
つまりですね、彼女は。
もういいですよ。アルクエイドが何をしていようが、どんなにめちゃくちゃなやつだろうが、もうどうでもいいんです。そもそもあいつを殺したのは俺なんだし、俺はちゃんと自分のしでかしたことの責任を倍にして返さないと。
That's what I want to do right now. I don't want her to be alone anymore.
そうですか。ですが、それは本当にあなたが負うべき責任なんですか？
In truth, no matter how much I want it to be, none of this actually Togo Shishiki responsibility. That's why Senpai has come to here to appeal to me to stand back and stay out of it. Take down the enemy the Dark Critic came here to fight, and protect the city. This is just whitewashing the truth. You should just say it like it is. You know what you're doing, right? You're going out to kill some stranger for Arquid's sake.
でも
I raise my head. Before me are the bouquets of flowers left in memory of the deceased. And if I turn around, I can see the familiar city, where life plods along same as ever. It's so dizzying I get a little lightheaded. The thing I couldn't save. The thing she shortened her own lifespan to protect. The thing we naturally ought to prioritize above all else, knowing where we can find our own happiness. Honestly, what a fool I've been.
でも俺にはそういうものと同じぐらい、いや、それ以上にあいつのことが大切なんだ。あいつが人間なんて気にしない吸血鬼だって言うのなら、俺は吸血鬼なんて気にしない殺人鬼でいい。
Values differing from those of of a human being. I can accept that. To humanity, I'm the same as Vlov or Roa, the lowest of the low. In exchange, all I want is to be with the Arquid.
呆れました。ここまで言っても無駄な人とは思いませんでした。
申し訳ありません。頑固なのは妹譲りらしくて。
妹さんね。まあいいですけど、せっかくですからおまけの忠告です。一度吸血衝動を抑えられなかった真相は立ち直れない。もし彼女があなたの前に現れたとしたら、それは あなたの血を吸いに来たということです。
What Senpai says might be true for her. However, it's not true for me.
そんなことはないですよ。だってあいつはまだ血を吸ってないんだから。
いいえ、ノエルが止めていなければあなたは吸われていました。
違う。だって止まったんだ。あいつは大丈夫だったんだよ。だから誰が邪魔をしなくても結果は変わりはしなかったんだ。
Yeah, that's right. Arku's fangs had definitely stopped moving.
つける薬がありませんね。そろそろ飛行機の時間ですので失礼します。うるさい上司が来て左遷されてしまったので。
Senpai passes me by. Without ever having met my gaze or said her name, she simply takes her leave.
あ、でも一つだけ俺からも質問です。どうして俺だけ先輩を覚えていたんですか？
I still can't remember her name, but I definitely remember this person.
そんなの単に消し忘れただけですよ。それもこれでおしまいですけどね。
The flower left in memory of the dead are swaying softly. Turning around, I see the retreating figure of an upperclassmate, but I can't remember their face, let alone their name. I listen to their departing footsteps. After bowing once in thanks, I too begin to walk back to the place I need to be. Head back to the mansion. I didn't go to Arquid's apartment. She probably wouldn't have been there if I had, and besides, there's something else she should be doing. I'll catch her after that.
「お帰りなさいませ、四季様。
Izzy greets me as soon as I come to the door.
ただいま。いつもありがとう、翡翠。
I sincerely thank her for her thoughtfulness. She must have been waiting all this time. I am caused a lot of problem for Izzy by not taking that thoughtfulness into account. That's why, even if just for today, I wanted to do things by the book and return to the mansion before sunset, so that she can fulfill her duties. After having dinner with Akia, I leave the dining room. I think I was able to play the part of an older brother well enough. The conversation between Akia Koaku-san and me was both down-to-earth and spirited. Well, compared to how things used to be at least. I returned to my room and packed my belongings. Well, I say belongings, but it's really just my textbooks. The knife that ended up being part of my everyday carry is already tucked away in my inside breast pocket, so the only other things I need to grab are my phone and the white ribbon.
さて
I tidy my room and take a deep breath. I never would have guessed that I'd be bidding my own room farewell again so soon. I fully intend to return, but you never know what might happen. It doesn't hurt to say my thanks now, just on the off chance I never make it back. Turn off the lamp. It's 9:30. The perfect time to leave the mansion. I arrive at the park just before 10 o'clock. There is not another soul in sight. I sit down on a bench and wait for Archie to arrive, mindlessly waiting as though I'm just here to count the seconds as they tick away. I consider running around the city like I did last night, but I'm sure it wouldn't be of any use. I mean, if she go out on her way to avoid running into me, I have no hope of catching her.
だからここでいい
We made a promise, after all. We decided together to rendezvous here. We still haven't fulfilled tonight's promise. I can just crumple that promise up and throw it away. If Arquid also consider it important, she'll come back here too. Continue to believe and wait. That's the best attunement I can offer. Time marches on. The hands on my watch carefully and accurately mark the passing hours. It's gotten so late. I feel like I'm suffocating. My body can bear another minute of waiting. It won't to race off and start searching for it at once. Not just sit here and wait like an ornament propped on a shelf. Despite that, my mind is calm. In the middle of the night, I stare fixedly at the moon and continue to wait. It's terribly quiet. It's like she and I are the only one left in the world. If I can wait for her in a world like that, then no matter how many hours it takes, even if I end up waiting forever, I won't feel any pain. That's why I'm so happy right now, that I can hardly breathe. The moon that had been twirling overhead is beginning to dim. Priao left until daybreak. If the sun rises, it'll all be over for sure. Never again will Arquid spend the night together, feeling this sense of contentment. Or so it feels, anyway. I let her sleep a pitiful sight. Was it a sight at the ridiculousness of these situations, or a sight of dejection? Even I don't know. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Amidst the shadow behind the pavilion, I've been catching the occasional glimpse of a figure in white. It seemed the person in question is trying to conceal themselves, but are absolutely hopeless when it comes to stealth.
おい、もう3時だぞ。いつまで待たせるんだ、バカ。
Without standing up from the bench, I call out to the other side of the pavilion. I hear a poorly stifled gasp. After a few seconds, I guess she gave up on trying to hide, as she suddenly pops up into the open, like a rabbit appearing in a snowy field. Arqui doesn't say anything. She doesn't approach the bench I'm sitting on either. She just stands there with her eyes downcast.
アルクエイド。
I call her name, but she doesn't ever look up at me, let alone respond. I'm at a loss for what else to say. The words I've been piecing together in my mind all vanished the moment I saw that face. Damn it, I just don't know what I can say that will bring a smile back to her face. I get the sense that no matter what I say right now, it will only make her even sadder. It feels as though this moment is stretching on forever. In reality, probably fewer than 100 seconds expire under the second hand of my watch. Arquid suddenly looks up, as though something has caught her attention.
四季、いつまでも帰らないんだもの。放っておけなくて来ちゃったわ。本当はこのまま部屋に帰ろうって思ってたのに。
Her voice faltered slightly here, and as she spoke, but for the most part, it carried the same cheerful tone it had always held.
そりゃ帰らないよ。お前はもう会わないとか言ってたけど、それとこれとは別問題だろ。ここで待ち合わせるのが俺たちの約束だ。一緒に吸血鬼を倒してくれるんだろ。
That's why I want you to stop making that face. I find myself desperately wanting to shake off my own self-restraint and just capture her.
信じられない。まだそんなこと言ってるの？
ああ、アルクエイドとの約束は破らないって言っただろ。今夜はまだお前の手助けをしていない。
いいよ。もうそんなのはいいの。四季は一人で帰って。ドアのことなら私が何とかしてみせるから。
いいって。何がいいんだ、アルクエイド。
言うまでもないでしょ。やっぱり私は吸血鬼で、シキは人間だっていうことよ。私はシキに助けてもらう資格なんてなかった。協力なんて求めてはいけなかった。そんなことにも気づかないままで、私はあと少しであなたを台無しにしてしまうところだった。だから
That's enough. I hear mutter. I suppressed the urge to scream. Why even mention that now? I've been prepared for that eventually from the moment I said I would cooperate with you. I knew what I was getting into when I made that vow. But ending things like this, where is the good in that?
アルクエイド、ここでのことなら気にする必要はないだろう。お前は体が弱ってて、ただ疲れていただけなんだ。俺はバカだからさ、お前の嘘に気づいてやれなかった。お前を苦しめてたのは体の傷なんかじゃなくて、吸血衝動ってやつだったんだろう。俺の血が欲しくてあんな真似をしたんじゃない。
あいつら、埋葬期間はいつからそんなにおしゃべりになったのかしらね。
Like we let out of sight, her expression more tired than hateful.
ああ、話は全部聞いた。全部聞いた上ではっきり言ってやる。お前には問題なんてないよ、アルクエイド。今は苦しいけど、何日かすれば元に戻るんだろう。なら気にする必要はない。それにあの夜だってあんなに苦しそうだったのに、ちゃんと我慢できたじゃないか。だから大丈夫だよ。これからも今までみたいにやっていける。
Arquid manages a frail, forlorn smile.
シキは全然分かってない。無理なのよ、こうなっちゃったら。私は今でもシキの血が欲しいと思っているんだから。
思ってるだけだろ。なら気合い入れて我慢しろ。今までだってそうやって頑張ってきたんじゃないのか、お前は。
そうよね。今までそうやって自分を抑えてきた。いえ、抑えてこれた。けどもうダメみたい。私は浅はかで、吸血鬼殺しだけが私の意味なのに、余分なことをたくさんしちゃった。何も知らなければ何かを欲しいだなんて思うこともなかった。四季なんかに頼らず、自分だけで敵を追っていればよかった。そうすれば一人で何もかも片付けられたのに。
Ah, it's no good. Going up against her really doesn't bring out the worst in me. I mean, what she just said has got me really pissed off. So much so, it makes me want to cry. You have been better off doing it alone? I don't care whether it's an outright lie or just a bluff. Don't go spouting that garbage while making a face like that.
もう頭くれ。いい加減にしろ、この最上級バカ女。
Tearing my hair out, I stand up from the bench, I screamed my head off at Arcud.
最上級最上級バカって言った今。
ああ、気に食わなければ惑星級でも銀河級でも何でも付け足してやる。ふざけやがって。何が自分だけで敵を追ってればよかっただ。一人じゃ無理だから、一人じゃできないことがあるって気づいたから、俺に手を貸せって言ったんだろ。なら最後まで頼れよ。俺が助ける。何があってもお前が何でも関係ない。俺はずっとお前を助けるから。
So, please, for your own sake.
二度ともういいなんて言わないでくれ。
Not now. Not now that she's finally begun to think that life can be fun. I don't want her to let go of that simple happiness so easily.
シキ、あなた泣いてるの？
You're pulling my heartstring, Shishki.
わけないだろ。なんで俺がお前のために泣かなくちゃいけないんだ。
Even supposing my eyes are wet right now, it's just because I'm angry. Arcade was spouting such absurd nonsense earlier that my emotion got the better of me. That's all.
もうとにかく吸血鬼探しは続けるからな。ロアとかいうやつを殺せばお前だって休めるんだろ。そうすれば万事解決だ。問題なんて一つもない。
Not wanting her to see my moist eyes, I turn and talk over my shoulder. Quietly, and without fully calm eyes, Arquin nods her head.
でもやっぱりダメなんだ、シキ。あの時シキの首筋に触れた時、シキは私は我慢できていたと言ってくれたけど、私は我慢できなかった。一瞬だけ止まったのはシキが私を怖がったから。私今まで何人もの人間に怖がられてきた。だから自分に向けられる剣王の念なんてもう何も感じなくなってた。でもおかしいよね。シキが私をそういう風に見るのだけはすごく嫌だったんだ。私はどうあってもシキにとって化け物なのに。
She chuckles. A dry forced laugh.
違う。俺は怖がってなんかいない。あれはいきなりのことだったから驚いて。
A lie. A lie I couldn't even fool myself with. Arquid averts her gaze, a pale look in her eyes. The kind of lie Sensei warned me about. A lie you can even fool yourself with will only hurt the people close to you.
私が一瞬だけ止まったのはそのせい。シキにそんな目で見られるのが怖かった。この先もあんな目で見られたら私はきっと壊れてしまう。だからシキとはもう会えないって思ったの。それがきっとお互いのためなんだって。待っていてくれてありがとう、シキ。でも待ち合わせはここで終わり。 私たちきっと慣れ合いすぎたのよ。
Act, Shishki, not let her go. Suddenly, she turned her back to me. It was as if she didn't want to see my face as she spoke those words. What she said is certainly true. If the two of us hadn't gotten to know each other so deeply, this would never have happened. I would have easily fallen back into the routine of my ordinary life, and Arquid would have gone on alone, as she always has. And neither of us would have worried about the other.
そうだな。本当に慣れ合いすぎた。けど、俺はそれでいいと思うよ。だって、いつまでも一人きりは寂しいだろ。
Arquid doesn't respond. I see her shoulders tremble, if only for a moment.
町のことは心配しないで。私は絶対にロアを殺す。相打ちになっても必ず仕留める。だから式はもういいの。この町はすぐに元の形に戻って心配するようなことはなくなるから。
The voice of her shoulder doesn't have any of its normal cheerfulness. I can't bear it anymore. I'm done with just standing here and listening.
バカ。俺が心配してんのはそんなことじゃない。
I approach Arquid. I reach out to the fling back, place a hand on her shoulder, and forcibly turn her around.
し
はっきり言わなくちゃわかんないんなら口にする。いいか。俺が手助けをすると言ったのは、町を騒がしている吸血鬼を倒すためじゃない。自分が住んでいる町を守るとか、そんなご大層な理由なんて本当はなかったんだ。
I may have lied and said that I did, but I would just try to convince myself as much as anyone else. It was nothing more than a shameless excuse. I simply...
単純にお前が好きだから、お前の力になりたかったから協力するって言ったんだ。それを今さらなかったことになんてできない。
I say it clearly. I've wrapped my arms around her, held all her trembling body close. There was no opposition in Arquid's voice. Dumbfounded, standing perfectly still, she accepted my embrace.
お前が俺の血を欲しいと思っているのならそれでいい。
At the soft sensation, I feel a burning thirst.
式痛い。腕痛いよ。
Her voice in my ear sets my heart on fire.
そんなものホワイトだ。だってそれなら。
With my gaze, I say the things that shouldn't be put into words.
俺だってずっとお前が欲しいって思ってた。こうしている今もアルクエイドの心音を聞いて気が狂いそうなくらい欲情してる。
Emanating from the arms I am holding tight, from the body pressed against mine. I can feel the palpitation of Arkwith's heart.
違うよ、シキ。それはただこの瞬間だけ私に気が触れてるだけだもの。
Don't lie you to yourself.
それでもいい。今アルクエイドを愛してるなら、それが塔の式の真実だ。その後のことなんて知らない。それとも俺のこと嫌いか。
The rhythm of her heartbeat falters.
ダメ。その質問には答えられない。
I no longer feel her heartbeat. Instead, I feel her arms wrapped tightly around my back, as if in response. At first, it was gentle, but soon it became so fervent as to be more than just an answer. Arkwith drew me close with both arms, squeezing my body against hers. The embrace lasted but a moment. I am not even really sure myself who ended it. But, as if by some unspoken agreement, we released our entwined arms to meet each other's gaze. Harcourt's hair remained bowed, but she's blushing nonetheless. Moved by her expression, I let out a sign of relief. She's really here, right now, right in front of me. I'm certain that the two of us will never again be apart.
よかった。やっとアルクエイドを捕まえた。正直に言うと、ずっと怖かった。俺はあの時、お前にひどいことをした。ここで約束を守ると信じながら、もう会えないとも思ってたんだ。
Harcourt's hair flutters. She lifts her head as if she has something to say, but as soon as she meets my gaze, she looks away again, blushing.
ダメだよ、シキ。あのことは忘れましょうって言ったのに。
Harcourt's voice is frail. Just how much more insensitive can I get? Harcourt was trying to avoid bringing up what happened in that alley out of consideration for me.
悪い。俺がバカだった。これじゃあ、お前のことを怒鳴る資格なんかないよな。
そうじゃなくて、責任があるとしたら、それは私の方。だから忘れてって言ったのに。
I don't believe it. Maybe she's a vampire after all, but some sort of succubus. How the hell am I supposed to forget when she looks at me like that?
違うよ。俺が悪いと言ってるのは、昨べのことじゃない。俺がバカだって言っているのは、忘れるべきことをどうしても忘れられないからだし。
シキ。
今日だって朝からずっとお前のことを考えてた。お前に会えたらなんて謝って なんて言ったらいいだろうってずっと考えてた。なのにお前に謝りたいと思いながら、俺はあの時のことが頭から離れなかった。もう一度、もっともっとアルクエイドに触れたいってバカみたいに思ってた。
Arquid averts her gaze from me. I'm the same way. I can't look straight at her anymore. Realizing I might have just said the unspeakable, I can look at her in the eyes. But it's the honest truth. It wasn't Arquid's mystic eyes that made me do what I did. I was just crazy about her, and I still am. There is no reply from Arquid. We were each waiting for the other to say something, and so the silence just stretched on.
本当のことを言えばね。
Her words come hesitantly, shyly, and so quietly, owning up to a prank.
私だって忘れられなかったよ。四季。
While gazing directly into my eyes, she said those words. I embraced her a little too forcefully. But who could blame me? If a face like that doesn't drive you crazy, you will better just resign from your post as a living thing. Well, anyway,
ごめん、いきなり抱きついた。
I really am an animal, aren't I? I hear a soft chuckle escape her lips. Leaning into me, Arquid wraps both her arms around my back once more.
四季ってすごいね。
She pulled my thighs with her arms. This sensation, I feel like I'm melting.
すごいって具体的には。
Too much romance for my puny heart.
すごく乱暴。今まで出会ったどんな人より野蛮で笑っちゃった。
I'm sorry. I'm all too aware of that myself.
でもおかしいね。殺した男と殺された女がこうして抱き合ってるなんて。
As she whispered that, Arquid's body starts trembling. Is her wound hurting?
大丈夫か、アルクエイド。
うん。多分嬉しいんだと思う。いろんな感情が溢れてきて、体がポワッとして、方が自分のものじゃないみたい。自分が今どんな顔をしているかわからないくらいに。ねえ、四季なら私がどんな顔をしているかわかるかな？
無茶言うな。抱き合ったまま顔を見られるもんか。でも
I squeeze my arms around her just a little tighter. With just the right amount of force, I hold Harquid close.
でもきっと同じ顔をしていると思う。俺もさっきから頬がバカみたいに緩みっぱなしだ。
We laugh, our body pressed together. It isn't lust so much as a strong joy that once more chilled their bodies.
ええ、四季。
I hear her whisper directly in my ears. She murmurs to me with a drowsy peacefulness in her voice.
私を守ってくれるのなら、今夜は帰ってほしくない。
Oh. She buries her face in my shoulder. You score, Shishki. It is only an hour left until dawn. The night is fading. Harquid's time is over. I feel the same way. There is no way I could bear to part with Harquid now. Harquid apartment and the same as ever. We are the only one who have changed. I can feel her presence behind me. I'm so worked up that I turn around. I'll end up doing something. And yet, my mind is clear. I don't really get it, but I guess to love something is to hold on these contradictory impulses to simultaneously stay sane and love your mind.
アルクエド。
I go to turn around. But as I do, Harquid lightly touches my back.
振り向かないで。しばらくこのままでいて。
Harquid's voice is calm. The hand she places on my back stays perfectly still, as though to reaffirm that this is real.
ねえ四季、私が初めてあなたを待っていた時のこと覚えてる？
覚えてるよ。自分が殺した相手がニコニコ顔で待ち伏せてたんだ。忘れられるわけないだろう。
うん、あの時ね。私、あなたのことがすごく憎かった。
In contrast to their words, Harquid's voice is incredibly gentle.
もう自分でも吸血衝動は抑えられないと分かっていて、きっとこれが最後のチャンスだって覚悟してロアを追いかけて、ようやく見つけたと思った時に見ず知らずの誰かに殺されて、何もかも壊されてしまった。あの時の私にはただ憎しみしかなかった。そうして自分を殺した誰かを探し出して、あなたが来るのをね、あの道でずっと待っていたの。早く早く来なさい。私に気がついた瞬間に寸分たがわず同じ目に合わせてあげるからって。本当にあなたのことが憎かった。憎くて憎くて胸が張り裂けそうになるくらいずっと待ち続けていた。
The hand on my back presses harder.
クエイド。
でもね、私をあんな風に殺した相手なんて今までいなかった。少しだけどんなやつなんだろうって興味もあった。それにあんな風に誰かを強く思うなんてこと今までなかった。初めはただ憎しみしかなかった。けどあなたはどんな人間なのかなって思った時、くるって反転しちゃった。もう1秒でも早く会いたくなった。私をあんな風に殺したやつ、私が初めて自分を見失うぐらいにずっと思い続けている誰かに。シキ、さっき言ったよね。一人は寂しいだろうって。私、そんなことはないと思ってた。けど、あんなにも苦しく誰かを思って、あなたを今か今かと待ち続けた時の気持ちは、すごく幸せだった。本当は今すぐにでも会いに行きたいけど、我慢して、あなたがやってくるのを待っていて、よかった。あの時間は楽しかったよ。すごくドキドキして、シキがどんな人なんだろうって勝手に想像したりもした。
I could withdraw her hand from my back.
思えばね、その時から私は誰かを必要としてしまって、一人の自分を物足りなく感じてしまった。シキは私のことを好きだって言ってくれたけど、私はシキに会う前からあなた自身に恋をしてたんだなって。
There is nothing but tenderness in Arquette's voice. There is no longer any need to hesitate. I turn around and unreservedly embrace her. Aww. Our lips meet on their own. I'm not sure which one wishes for it. Maybe both of us did. A simple, tender kiss. We press our lips together as if we try to bring our existence even closer to each other. I hold my breath, I take in the feeling of being in contact with Arcade. Her soft lips. The touch of skin on skin, in places where we had never come in contact before. Even though these thoughts are enough to make my head feel like it's going to explode, I let out a deep sigh of relief as I embrace the warm sensation of her body. Harquid is quivering softly, but it's not because she's afraid. Her closed eye, her flushed, rosy cheeks, she's unbearably adorable. She is. Her breathing is hot and shallow. Harquid is wholly enraptured. I could never have imagined this alone would make her seem so much lovelier than she did before. Our lips gently part. Our arms still woven together. We stare into each other's eyes.
今のキスだったね。
She stares at me with those red eyes. Her golden hair dances softly before me.
アルクエイド、こういうの嫌か？
私すごくドキドキしてる。
I can certainly hear her heart pounding in her chest. And I can feel mine beating just as hard.
でもちょっと困っちゃった。私いいのかなって。
いいのかなって何が？
だってね、シキ、唇を重ね合ったりする吸血鬼なんていないよ。
Her cheeks are red. She spoke shyly, as though incredibly embarrassed. With that move, it's checkmate. My mind goes blank. I no longer even know what I am human called Tonu Shishiki. I collapse onto the bed with Arquis still in my arms. I go to touch her skin, to run my hands through her hair. But I stop short. Damn, I'm breathing too heavily. What am I reading? I won't make the same mistake a second time. No matter how much I want her, I can't just give in to my own emotion at the expense of hers. Haruka looks up and sees the face I'm making.
いいよ、シキ。あの時の続きしよう。
Trembling with a mixture of bashfulness and anxiety, she smiled up at me with eyes full of joy, as if to overcome those feelings. Our breathing overlaps. Our skin melts together as one. Our frenzied emotion blade our hearts and bodies bare. We transmit our feeling, at time greedily, at time delicately, relishing the touch of one another. With a deep breath, I sink back onto the bed. Man, I may be saying this as someone that doesn't dream, but that experience was dreamlike. Harquid is lying next to me, asleep. Her breathing is peaceful, and she's grasping my hand contentedly. Looking back, I'm a little embarrassed. So am I. I don't feel a smidge of regret about embracing Harquid. I wanted to savor the feeling of her skin, her blushing face, for even a little while longer.
まだ無理かな。今はついていくのが精一杯だし。
I wonder if there will ever come a time when I'll be able to remain calm around Arquid's body. I mean, just now, I really don't even remember what I did. That's for the best, I think. Literally. All I can remember is that it feels better than anything I ever experienced before. Regardless of how good it felt, The truth is that if I took another step right now, I would collapse from exhaustion. Stifling my yawn, I watch Ark with a sleeping face. I really love her. And Arvid responded to that one-sided feeling. The exact nature of it may be a little different from the love I felt, but I'm sure she needs me too. That alone is enough to make me incredibly happy. Not just because I'm wanted by someone, but because Arquid, who has been alone all this time, has finally come to rely on someone else. That's what truly makes me happy.
そうだ。そうすれば、この先もきっと。
I feel faint as my consciousness begins to slip away. In spite of myself, it seems like this is my limit. I turn onto my back, take a deep breath, and relax. I must have been tired beyond belief. My consciousness immediately sank without a trace. I'm in a deep sleep. I'm having a dream in which Arquid has woken up before me and is doing something bad. She seemed to be skulking around on her own, getting ready to put her mischief into motion. I tried to ask her what she's doing.
あれ、仕切ったら起きてたの？
What are you doing? Yeah, but I'm still a little space out. Thanks to Arquid, my body is not yet able to move as I wanted to.
そっか。嬉しいけど、なんか恥ずかしいね。
Arquid smiled girlishly. I find it a little strange that I can understand her gesture even with my eyes closed, but she looks so happy that I abandon such trivial questions.
ねえ、シキ。
What's with the serious tone? You're worn out too. You should just sleep until night falls.
もしもよ。もし私が本当の吸血鬼になったら、シキはどうするかな？
That's a weird thing to ask, but it will never happen. After all, she's afraid of drinking blood.
だから、もしもの話。生きるために他の生命を奪うことは、自然界じゃ当然の摂理だと言ったでしょ？だから、もしも、私がそうなってしまった場合の話。
Stop it. There is no way that will happen. I'm not a fan of what ifs. I told you that clearly before.
そう？私はイフって好きよ。どんな結果になるかわからないけど、とりあえずその時は救いがあるような気がするから。
Now that I think about it, this isn't the first time you have brought this up.
うん。だから、シキがもっとひどいやつだったら、私はどうしてたかなって。
Arcade?
大好きよ、シキ。こんな気持ちを持たせてくれて、 それを言葉として伝えさせてくれるなんて本当に優しかった。
She's... Arquid is crying, isn't she?
それじゃあシキが目を覚ます前に行くね。面と向かってさよならが言えないからこれで許して。
The door closes with a click. While I slept, I dimly heard that noise. I opened my eyes. The sun is shining brightly, even through the curtains. I look over at the clock and see it just turned on.
やば、学校。
I bolt upright. Hold on, today is Saturday. There is no need to worry about going to school. If there is something I should be worried about, is that I spent the night in Arquid's apartment without contacting the mansion. Oh yeah, I feel like I had a weird dream. A dream where I spoke with Arquid, and at the end, she gave me a kiss.
はあ、なんか緩み切ってるな、俺。
I guess seeing pleasant dreams like that is further evidence of just how happy it makes me to be here, next to Arquid, as she continued to doze in bed.
そう思うだろう、歩く。
I turned to look at the bed. My voice catches in my throat.
歩くいど。
I stare at the bed, dumbfounded. There is nobody there. Arquid's figure is nowhere to be found. With that, I am off. In my dream. She just says something like that.
ちょっと、待て。
I scoured the apartment. There is no sign of Arquid. It's like she was never here. The only thing I did find was a solitary scrap of paper left on the table.
No.
Is this some kind of joke? What language is this? On that scrap of paper is written a single word. Adieu.
なんて。
I don't want to believe it. But what's worse is that I can understand what she's done this.
なんて。
You got to be kidding me. She can leave with nothing more than an adieu. Now after making that promise. Even though she promised we'll stick together, even told her to stand by her until the bitter end. Why? Why are you going back to be alone?
アルクエイド。
Screaming at the top of my lungs, I crushed the piece of paper. And then, I got from the room. I ran around the city like a man possessed. I won't find Arquid. I know that. I am painfully aware that she'll never appear in front of me again. Even so, I can't just give up. I'll lose my mind if I do. I need to catch her so that I can chew her out for being such an idiot. But I try as I might, I can find her. At this point, I certainly will never meet again. Whatever we had is over, irrevocably so. She's gone to settle the score with her all alone, and after that she'll disappeared. No, she probably already handled all of that and left the city long ago. I lost the ability to think straight even before I went mad. I hear the shrill cry of cicada echoing in my ear. A cicada's cast-off shell. My body feels so insubstantial, so hollow. I'm no longer able to even think. So this was it like for you, for your soul to leave your body. Not even tears will come. Devoid of everything, my leg began to move. The homing instinct of an animal. Nothing is left in me, and yet I start walking, returning to my own bed. I awake at the sound of Isui's voice. After what happened, after coming out to the mansion, I must have hauled myself up in my room and pass out. I breathe at the sight a headache that reverberates from my eyes to my brain. Not that it bothered me much, it's familiar feeling. I reach over to the nightstand and put on my glasses.
四季様、どこかご気分が優れないのですか？
別に何もないよ。おはよう、翡翠。
I reply and get out of bed. I'm a little surprised at myself. Even though I don't want to talk about anything, my body attempts to carry on with the unusual routine.
朝食だろ。大丈夫。 すぐに行くから。
はい。それではお待ちしております。
Izzy leaves the room, looking like she has something else to say. I check my phone. No mail. Today is Monday. It's hard to believe, but it seems that after I came back Saturday night, I slept straight through all of the Sunday. I guess the fatigue that I've been building these past few days finally caught up with me. I changed into my school uniform. I head to the dining room. After having breakfast, I stop by the living room. Aki and Kohaku-san are there, as usual.
おはよう。
I sink onto the sofa and stare vacantly at the clock.
兄さん、早起きなのはいいことですが、今日は学校があると分かってますよね。
んああ、そっか。学校には行かないといけないよな。
I completely forgot. Having lost my sense of purpose, I've ended up thinking that I'd just carry on drifting through my life as an empty shell.
俺には俺の生活があるもんな。何もやることがないなら、とりあえず学校に行くよ。
兄さん。
Aka gives me a doubtful look. My mind simply isn't capable of coming up with an excuse or an explanation right now. In the end, I leave the mansion without saying anything. And I will take a quick break. This was quite something, but still, I'll be back in a jiffy.